The task for Judd Trump is clearly mountainous. Not just the fact that he's 7 frames adrift, but the fact that he's...
Foul.
1 up with 2 to play in the semis.
Pushed a red toward. That's a much better safety shot. Very risky.
It's well below par.
1.
That is quite a golf.
No attempt at the pot.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 16.
He didn't lack for chances in last night's session. He missed a couple of blacks. Way more clinical. Scoring much the heavier of the 2.
Well, that's another mistake. Couldn't see him way out of it. Tried to get that
Guy.
Oh, that's caught the eye as well. Terrific pot. Well, I'm not sure if he...
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
Patience.
6.
But a World Championship final is a rather different proposition, isn't it? And of course O'Sullivan won their only previous...
angles, but he caught the red. This looks a good safety. Paint chop. Better to miss the ball and catch it too thick. Yeah, and that was the danger, catching it a little bit too thick. Not just the pot, but threading that cue ball through the gap. Well played.
3.
Unintended cannon though. That needs to pull in a little. Got to try and make things simple. He knows how much it means, but it mustn't miss.
O'Sullivan had a good early chance in this frame and then another one after that
4.
brilliant opening.
Normally he'd played into a spot where it's
47.
Ever seen going head to head in the biggest match on the calendar. It's not quite turned out that way so far, but who knows if frame. O'Sullivan has made 3 centuries. The essential start
65.
for this 3rd session.
Vision. Didn't pay the price for that. O'Sullivan.
To suffer the ignominy of having this final finish with a session to spare against his boyhood.
Nine. 96.
Champion. 7 more in this session, of course. 18 the target.
No attempt.
Of course, O'Sullivan has been on the wrong end of a crucial year. Came out a different player on the final day, having limited the damage on the first.
Just wasn't prepared mentally. But today was a different day. Corner. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Find it. Choosing the ones near the black. Black. The black now free.
Foul. A miss.
So little of the red to go out there.
Missed the red completely. Yeah, the smallest of fractions there.
Though O'Sullivan's safeties have proved more productive in this match. But Trump is giving it everything, isn't it? 11 ranking titles in 2 campaigns, given the standard and strength and depth these days, is quite remarkable.
He's pushed a red to the corner. But he doesn't.
Yesterday, I guarantee you, he would have ended up buried in the road.
Yeah, he just caught it a little. Yeah, good pot. And that's what he's played. Trying. That's where he'd like to be.
One.
Trump has already the balls like that he's missed in this tournament.
Thank you.
But that one got in. Let him know that he's a different man today. That the difference.
41.
Nearest the corner.
This break has been a bit of a trial. He hasn't always been in prime position, but he's held today, has punished it. With barring snookers, a frame-winning break. 46 the difference, 35 on. So
One snooker with a free ball. And that. Another good shot.
Foul.
Yeah, it's a good point, that.
him off once and for all. Which he's done. Now then, things getting a little more interesting here. Absolutely had to in this session. Got to win it. That's 6-2. He would certainly be giving himself a chance coming back. O'Sullivan is to win this with a session to spare. He'll have to win the remaining 6 of this penalty.
12.
For a mistake. He's been on the wrong end of that throughout this final. This time, he's given a dose of medicine to O'Sullivan. Trump made a frame-winning break. Way, what easy. The next frame.
I quite like the blue he potted as well. What a way to get position.
But you've seen Trump come back at him, make a century, punish a mistake.
In fact, he potted some that we didn't even think was on. It has. And there's another good one. Needs a good kiss. He needs a good kiss.
Bounce, he did not miss from long range, and some of them were just outrageous.
6.
Little pot.
Yes, and
A shot. Oh, giving himself chance of 2 reds there. And they look easy shots, but believe me, well, decided to go into them.
with his head in his hands after another miss, which let O'Sullivan in for a winning break. 3 out of 3 would be even better.
Do. Good recovery.
Worked pretty well for him, isn't it?
But it was his lack of... That's what he's attempting. He doesn't want to hit that red. Yes, and he keeps taking on.
Well played. Just grappling. Doing it here.
Well, so far.
$26. $34.
As much so as he was last night.
41.
He's still within 6 to within. We move into the later stages of this session. 8. One more frame to come before the next interval. Could Judd Trump possibly make it a clean sweep?
Honour. That little kiss didn't do him any favours.
In this session. Hideous in getting that cue ball cleaned on a very regular basis. Not done. Sometimes the object balls, all part of the focus and the concentration. O'Sullivan
On the black. Didn't go according to plan. And what about that? That is absolutely... He's played it. That's a shot he plays so well for that loose one. Beside cushion.
under pressure. Feeling a whole lot better about what they're seeing in this session. Frame.
Cue power, look at the cue power.
One.
He's got one upward red to contend with.
9.
At one stage, narrowed today. Trump winning 3 in a row. And he was...
Well, twice, great angle on it. So he can manoeuvre the cue ball anyway.
13-8 and 12-9 potentially.
Yeah, and he's a mark. This would be the ideal time to do it. 2 straight this time.
39.
Can't get to it from there. No, what a shot was played. Great shot. Great shot. And played that cue ball short.
And this has been impressive from O'Sullivan. Begin to pick his game up, begin to look more in the
52.
mood to get back into this final. And so he was under pressure. Needed to restore at the interval. Judd Trump has played penultimate session of the World Championship final. He was up pretty quickly off that break-off. Not played as he... But the red eludes him.
What a let-off. What a let-off that was. To increase his potting powers. Little cutback. Not hard enough.
1.
He probably thought, I don't want...
The greatest player of all time by most people's estimation.
9.
You have to take...
15.
pot success for the match, which matches his tournament. And this is the point that O'Sullivan's level...
Yes, but that red, wait for it. That red.
Seven.
Wrong side of the blue at any time. No, played for it.
Thank you.
He's playing now.
26.
Yeah, but to play for that red near the cushion.
34.
Every break has been a bit of a trial, and there's another typical Trump shot, really, quintessential Trump.
42.
Swim well. He's got to hit this well. He's got to hit this well. Doesn't want the kiss. No, brilliant shot. Brilliant shot, and nicely on point. And that's another thing you want.
8.
And he's overdone that one.
He's got it. Cut back red. And that has been the tournament. And that's why the scoreline...
23.
But what he really needs is to win it handsomely.
23.
3 more to come in this session. Trump will be targeting 2 of them. If he can win them, we...
Well, I do believe he had a go at that. Not enough.
His goal, of course, contrary to Trump's, is to make...
9.
it's too high. Now he's left the red to the left middle. Now the last time he split the red.
7. 13. 21.
Your opponent is not allowing you. He's playing so well.
Eventually, it's going to take its toll. You can't keep knocking in these pressure.
That cue ball into a position to be nicely on it, and that's why he's played up for the blue.
1.
He needs it to run.
Or missed pots. O'Sullivan was clinical, ruthless, lethal, as Higgins put it.
And he's got it. Great recovery shot. That could be a frame win.
$13. 19.
Didn't like the black. What a brave shot.
$25.
Not this time.
Ronnie,
That cue ball turning to the left with the side on it. He's got the safety advantage of him. Cue ball is running on. How important this frame is.
Yes, because if Trump can win it, it means he's won this mini session already. Pressure again.
He's contained that safety, but he should be in big trouble next shot. Excellent. Excellent. The safety. And that could be a mistake if O'Sullivan can see it.
65%. And there's another one, and that could be very important.
1.
He's a little heavy. He's a little heavy. Back to that red behind the black spot.
1.
And he's the right.
Eight.
Now that used all of
Create. Even though on the face of it, Ronnie O'Sullivan is still well in
50.
control, but this frame...
18.
well from here.
22.
Made sure
Pressure on his shoulders here.
27.
played it well.
It's 5 clear. All things possible then in this increasingly compelling World Championship final. Judd Trump deserves a lot of credit for the guts and determination he showed to get back.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh, and then he misses the black.
The ball's wide open. Now he's having to work for them. But that's a magnificent shot he's played there. And all the reds. Now, how's your luck?
Oh, Sullivan's going to hit one anyway.
Yeah, try and get him behind the brown. Well, that's called pushing the boat out. Pink goes. Place.
Eight. $14.
Edge one for O'Sullivan to
20.
recapture the form that has got him into Trump putting all his eggs into one basket with that long red, which he didn't get close to. And he's left the position in terms of his...
23.
Yeah, and if he plays for the red just below the pink, well, mustn't go to low again. And he's the wrong. Played it very well.
38.
And he's done it again. Did.
Teed, a 3-frame cushion going to the final session. It could yet be 5.
50.
And the moment that Judd Trump missed that long-range red.
Thank you.
Moment ago. Won by 1 point.
Very close to the double kiss. Now he's setting his tipper light. Just burning away those frayed edges that have been at times... a disappointing session when your game isn't quite there, when your potting isn't quite as accurate as usual, when your positional play...
That's very, very unusual for O'Sullivan to miss.
Four.
Now decisions to made. And he's opened them up.
10.
Every pot in this break, in this final frame, has taken 6 of the 8 against O'Sullivan.
16.
Decided to play it. Is he on one? what a kiss on the pink. Not that thin. Oh, wait for it. Well, there's certainly...
Now, though, that Trump makes the most of that good himself.
Down the table.
$32.
Landslide victory. Judd Trump, though,
Just put a bit of...
onto the well, and he's been rewarded. He's played way better when you're in the kind of predicament he was in, coming out this afternoon for a world final on our hands.
56.
Yeah, and every chance of finishing with a century.
But not only has he won it, throbbing come 7 o'clock tonight.
70.
Treat to start this session. Got off on the right foot. Took 3 of the first 4 before the interval. And it felt as though he'd
70.
possibly repelled the mini after the interval. And he's piling on the pressure.
This is the way to make your opponent feel it.
80.
Equaling 108th Crucible century to tie last year's tally.
87.